Welcome back. Last couple of lessons we've been setting up the groundwork for linear equations. So starting with the Cartesian plane and then deriving point-slope form and slope-intercept form. Now we're going to discuss the third form of expressing a linear equation. Remember from the last video we found that the y-intercept b is equal to 3/2. If you missed that, go ahead and check it out so you're up to speed. Otherwise, we will proceed here. Now we're going to talk about standard form. Okay, so you'll see this as ax plus by is equal to c. Okay, so we still have x and y. Now I just got to find these guys. So what do we say? M is 1/2, b is 3/2. So y equals mx plus b. Remember, that's our slope-intercept form. So in this case, y is equal to 1/2 x plus 3/2. What can I do here? I want to get x and y on the same side, for one thing. So how am I going to do that? Clear the fractions first. So if I multiply each term by 2, okay, 2 and 2 is going to cancel. So I'm going to have 2y is equal to 1x plus 3. All right, so now I get x and y on the same side. Subtract x from both sides. I get 2y minus x is equal to 3. Another way I could write it, negative x plus 2y is equal to 3. This would be our standard form. A, corresponding with the x, is a -1. B is a 2. And then c is a 3. Now, why do we have all these different forms? Point-slope form is useful when you're given two coordinate pairs to find a line. Slope-intercept form is useful when you're given the slope and the y-intercept. Standard form, in short, is useful when you're given the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So depending on your situation, one might be faster than the other, but I also want you to see the interplay between them and how it's not terribly difficult to manipulate your algebra to get from one form to the other. So how do we find the y-intercept? The y-intercept is the y-axis. At this point, x is equal to 0. So to find the y-intercept, we're going to set x equal to 0. Let me make that look like a 0. So we're going to have 0 plus 2y is equal to 3. Erase that. Divide both sides by 2. And I get y equals 3/2. Well, that should be no surprise because that's what we had already. Don't confuse lowercase b with the capital B of standard form, okay? Be careful of that. To find the x-intercept, well, the x-intercept is along the x-axis. At that point, there's no vertical height, so y is equal to 0. So we set y equal to 0. So we're going to have negative x plus 0 is equal to 3. 0 goes away. Divide both sides by a -1, or multiply by a -1. I suppose it doesn't matter. But the negatives cancel, and we get x is equal to -3. All right, this is new information we haven't explicitly revealed yet. Checking our graph, 1, 2, 3. Looks pretty accurate. The math shows us that. Point-slope form is useful given two coordinate pairs. Slope-intercept form is useful to find the y-intercept and the slope. and standard form for the X and Y intercepts. Pause the video if you need to write this down. We'll erase quadrants 3 and 4 to give you your homework. So given that point 1 is equal to 4, 6. Point 2 is equal to -3, -3. I want you to find slope M. Point slope, you're gonna convert that to slope-intercept. Then find B. So that's all part of step 2. 3, I want you to go to standard form, find X and Y intercepts. So that's your homework. Gave you 2 points. I want you to find M, find the slope between those 2 points. Use that slope in point slope form to convert it into slope-intercept form. From that, you can pick off B, which is your y-intercept. But I want you to express it in standard form and find the x-intercept. Give that a try. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below. We'll also be discussing the answer to this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time in the next lesson.